Warning: junk food can harm a teen's brain. By Science for Students. Adapted by author name News ELA staff on December 16th, 2020. And this comes from newsela.com. Here's a picture with a caption. Adolescent brains have a hard time resisting junk food. Researchers say that high-fat and high-sugar diets, such as hamburgers, fries, and sweets, can lead to disturbing changes in mental health. Illustration is by Inspiring Shutterstock, and the layout was by News ELA staff. Okay, I'm going to read this article to you. As I read it, you should mark the text. Too much junk food can harm your brain. This is especially true for teens. These are people between the ages of 10 and 19. Junk food can affect how you think. It can affect how you learn and remember. It can also make it harder to control your behavior. Amy Reichelt is a researcher. She studies the brain and nutrition. She works at Western University. This is in Canada. She and her team looked at 100 studies. They focused on how junk food affects adolescent brains. In May 2020, they described their work in a scientific journal. Brains under construction. Teens are more sensitive to the temptations of junk food. This is because they do not have fully formed brains. There are 3 reasons for this. First, teen brains are still developing the ability to assess risks. They are also still developing the ability to control their actions. This happens in a specific region of the brain. It is called the prefrontal cortex. It weighs risks. It helps us to make decisions. This region develops fully in our early 20s, so your brains are still not fully formed. There's a second reason that teen brains are more sensitive to junk food. They get more pleasure than adult brains do from rewarding behaviors. One example is eating junk food. This happens because of a natural chemical. It is called dopamine. Dopamine lifts our mood. It happens when something makes us feel rewarded. Teen brains have more dopamine. They get more good feelings from rewarding things. This includes eating junk food. Having more dopamine is a problem. It means growing brains can change more easily. They are more affected by junk food. Mouse brains develop like human brains. This is why researchers study them. Reichelt wanted to test mice. She wanted to see how food affected their brains. She had 2 groups of mice. She fed one group a diet high in fat. The other group ate a healthy diet. The mice that ate high-fat food gained weight. They put on body fat. She also tested their memory. Reichelt used a maze. The healthy mice explored the maze. They remembered where they went. But the mice on the high-fat diet did not explore the maze. They did not remember things. They did not know which part of the maze they had seen already. This might have to do with a chemical called reelin. It helps brain cells talk with each other. Mice on a high-fat diet had less reelin. The high-fat diet changed their brains. It made their brains less effective. The same could be true for humans. Some people have brain diseases. They might have lower levels of reelin too. Reichelt says junk food could be one reason this happens. What is the take-home message? Many people know that junk food affects your body. It can make people physically unhealthy, but it's important to know that it can also affect your brain health.